Hello, this is Crowbeak. Welcome back to my Final Fantasy X Let's Play. I will be talking about the game critically and reminiscently. That's pretty much it. Have been doing this for a while. Don't remember what episode number this is. It's been right about 2 weeks, I think, since the last time I recorded any episodes for this. I have been a bit busy getting ready for the release of a video game that I made with some friends of mine. So, yeah, we're gonna walk past these awesome lamps. Gosh, I love how awesome these lamps are. And into the Farplane, which I've mentioned before. Anytime a monster or anything dies in the game, the pyreflies, they're called, these sparkly things come off of them. We learned in Kilika, after Sin hit the place, when Yuna was sending all the souls of the dead to the Farplane, that those pyreflies also come out of any humans who die, not even just necessarily humans, because we've got the Guado here as well, but out of people who die as well. And in the setting, if people die and are not sent to the Farplane, if their souls, the pyreflies that make up their souls, I guess, are not sent to the Farplane, they turn into fiends, which then go around and attack their family and such, which gives the summoners an important part to play in taking care of the dead. So, and I had, at that time, when I went through that part of the game, I had forgotten that the Farplane is an actual place that exists. But here we are, about to go to the Farplane, where supposedly we can see the spirits of the dead. The pyreflies have come here and will not be fiends. They will be dead people. And see, we've got pyreflies wandering around this hallway even. I wonder if that hallway is there just to show that.
Question about this Farplane. When somebody dies, a summoner sends them to the Farplane, right? So their souls, or whatever they are, they go to the Farplane, right? But that's the Farplane we're going to, right? And Yuna's old man's there too? Do dead people live there or something?
That's not creepy at all.
You thinking those funny thoughts again, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You'll see once we get there.
One interesting thing to note here, we came down this surprisingly short hallway. I honestly don't understand why this screen exists, because I don't recall there being anything to do in there later in the game. So it's just like, it's a hall that leads to this. Maybe it's just to try to put some distance there, I don't know. Oh, look at that cool fog effect and how it's obscuring the floor or the water or whatever that stuff is there. Anyway, this is interesting because we've got a physical hall leading to this physical place, leading to this physical staircase going up to a place that doesn't look as physical.
Aren't you coming?
I do not belong there.
You're scared.
Searching the past to find the future. This is all that is there. I need it not. You'd better be going.
You're not really going to see the dead. More like your memories of them. People think of their relatives, and the pyreflies react to them. They take on the form of the dead person. An illusion, nothing else. Well, have fun.
What? You're not going either, Riku?
I keep my memories inside.
Huh?
Memories are nice, but that's all they are.
Okay, so this conversation had a couple of interesting things in it. Auron is not willing to go in there. And it's been a couple weeks during the session. There was a scene with Seymour in Seymour's house, in the house of his family that has, had several generations of people, whatever, mansion of the leader of the Guado, in which he said something peculiar to Auron. He said that Auron had the scent of the Farplane on him, or something along those lines, that the Guado could smell the scent of the Farplane. He asked Auron why he's here, and now we're at the Farplane and Auron's not going in. He mentioned that going to the Farplane is looking at the past in an attempt to try to find a way to the future. But Is that really his reason for not going in? ... Wouldn't you like to know? Or maybe you do know if you've already seen this game before. And then Riku here, she is not willing to go in either, but she said two things. One is a very Al Bhed thing to say. You're not actually seeing the spirits of the dead, you're seeing the Fireflies react to your memories of the dead. They are basically taking on the form, but are nothing else. It's a hollow shell is what she's basically saying. And then the other thing she said was, I keep my memories inside. Basically, whoever might appear for her in the Farplane, if she went in there, she doesn't really want to see them. So who could it be? But before I go forward, I want to say what I was trying to say before that little cutscene, which is, we have a very solid staircase that is a very, like, this is a physical thing. But that portal, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from the art if the physical staircase is disappearing into the portal, or if it's just... I mean, looking at this, like, we're about to walk into the land of the dead, and it's a very... There are no other portals like this in the game that I can think of. Certainly not up to this point. So we're about to take a creepy trip through a portal into the land of the dead. And look how... Oh, well, I guess that takes care of my question about the art, if the physical bridge extended into the ephemeral-looking portal. And man, does that look pretty. The colors here don't quite match what that portal led me to expect. Oops.
What the?
Oh, there's Yuna's mom. Oh. Yeah, I totally forgot it was a floating island in the nothingness. Those are some creepy sounds. I don't know how well you can hear them, but it sounds like voices making noise. It's not necessarily screaming. It doesn't really sound like screaming, but it's like, it's very interesting.
The Farplane was cool, but I couldn't stop thinking about Yuna. Her parents, they looked so happy together. But it got me worried that maybe seeing them would make Yuna really consider Seymour's proposal.
And he's a scumbag. That's been pretty well established already, I think. What's Mario say? He says, I can't leave until I've talked to everyone. Okay. Interesting. You know, I don't remember the more CG-looking thing showing these upward-going waterfalls. This is a weird place. Not only are we on, like, this one island floating in the sky, you've got upward-going waterfalls, and these clouds look cool, but where is the light coming from? Fireflies everywhere, etc. And here we get to see Walker's brother.
Yo, Chapu! Meant to come see you earlier, yeah? Sorry. I know you won't hold it against me. I gave up that game. I'm a guardian from here on, you know? This guy looks a lot like you. Showed up. Traveling with him, I thought maybe you were still alive somewhere, yeah?
I don't see the resemblance.
But then again, here you are on the Farplane. Guess your place is here. So, how you been? Oh, that guy I just told you about? I gave him your sword. He likes it.
Huh? Whoa.
The Brotherhood. I love the way that sword looks, in spite of its impractical look. Interesting thing to note here is that Chapu is not responding, which gives some credence to Riku's supposition, which I will assume is the Al Bhed supposition, that the Fireflies are simply taking on the shape of memories. The Fireflies, I can't remember if they're ever fully explained, but they're an interesting part of the world. Chapu here definitely has Riku's
Just
hair
a sec
color,
more.
which is ridiculous.
He is dead, and I am still alive. Coming here really makes that clear. I should focus more on what I have to do now.
What?
I'm not even sure what I'm saying.
Don't you mean that you should leave Chapu behind? I'm sure he was a great guy, but there'll be others.
That's a possibility.
How about Waka?
What, me? Running along isn't enough. Not even close.
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
You'd do well to remember that. Knowing a bit about women might come in handy someday.
Yeah, I'll remember.
I won't be forgetting either. Goodbye, Chapu. You always said I looked grumpy. But those were the happiest days of my life.
I believe I've said earlier in this Let's Play that Lulu was going out with Chapu. If I hadn't, well, there it is. That's the place in the game where it's... I think that's the place in the game where it's made definitive. Anyway, yeah, she was going out with Chapu, and it's... This coming to the Farplane, even if the memories... Like, even if the shapes being shown by the Fireflies are, as Riku and the Albed suppose, just constructs of memory, images being shown based on what the person is thinking and feeling, or persons, since there's no one... Like, Chapu is there for both Waka and Lulu. Even if it is just constructs from memory, this gives people a chance to, as Lulu is talking about doing here, move on with their lives, to finish grieving. So this is actually, that makes this a second place in the game that talks about dealing with the after effects of someone dying. There is the sending scene in Kilika, and now this, with Lulu talking about moving on, maybe finding another person. And Waka finally, for Waka, he was talking about the fact that he found Tidus and was thinking, oh, maybe he's still alive, and now he sees him here on the Farplane, and as devout as he is, for him, that's proof that Chapu really is gone, and so that will help him get some closure and move on with his life as well. That's what they're both getting. Now let's see what's up with Yuna.
So, Yuna?
I've decided.
Oh, really? That's good.
I remember when I was only 7 years old, in Bavel that day. My father had defeated Sin, and the whole town was out in the streets. Everyone was laughing. They all seemed so happy. If I defeated Sin, that would make everyone happy, wouldn't it? I must do what everyone wants, not just what I want.
Let's go back. You gotta tell Seymour.
Before that, call Sir Jet. Give it a try.
Huh?
Don't worry. He won't come.
Trying not to think about my old man made me think about him, of course.
See, told you.
He isn't here because he's not dead. He's Sin.
That means he's alive, you know.
What if my old man really is Sin? What would I say to Yuna? Heck, to everybody in Spira. Wait, why should I have to apologize for him anyway? I'd rather never see him again.
What makes you hate him so?
Everything he does just makes me mad. It was his fault that me and my mother... Mom? It's her.
She's very pretty.
But... wait. No one ever performed the sending for her.
She must have accepted death while she was still alive.
Whoa there. That's my mother you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think I just... figured something out.
What?
Why I hate my old man.
See, so I told him what I thought of him right there.
What? Really?
course.
I suppose, but... Mommy! Just a sec, dear.
Whenever my old man was around, my mother wouldn't even look at me. Maybe that's when I started to resent him, even hate him. When he left us, Mom just lost her energy.
Is she all right?
Why should you care?
If she dies, I wouldn't know what to do.
Don't say Mom is gonna die.
I apologize.
The old lady next door told me, when a lovebird dies, the one left behind, it just gives up living so it can join its mate. It was just like that. I hated my old man even more. But really, my old man...
Mommy! Just a sec, dear.
Go to him. He'll cry if you don't.
Oh, man. I must sound so stupid.
I don't think so.
How embarrassing.
Well, need some more time.
No. I'm ready.
Did I miss something?
Maybe. A lot of interesting things happened there. For one... Oh, darn it, cutscene. Stop it. Wait, can I pause? Can I pause?
Thanks.
Oh, I can pause. Okay. A lot of interesting things happened there. One, we found out that the Firefly memories are called up just by thinking about the person, which definitely explains why Riku didn't want to go in there if there's someone she didn't want to see. Another really interesting thing that happened, though, is that Titus's mother appeared. Like he said, she wasn't sent, which led Yuna to point out that maybe she accepted death on her own without being sent. So there is a second avenue for people to not become fiends, which is if they don't die suddenly. Whereas, if they see death coming and they accept it, or I guess maybe someone who just isn't worried about dying maybe could theoretically not end up a fiend. This is assuming, of course, that all of this is actually how things work within the world. We don't necessarily have evidence. There are a lot of things that point to this being a mechanical thing about, mechanically how things work within this setting. But we also have the fact that Titus's father... But as soon as Titus thought about his mother, she showed up, even though she died 1,000 years ago, right? We have... Although Yuna believes that Titus really does come from Xanarkand, of a living, breathing, thriving Xanarkand, we have also had Auron mention that we are going to a different Xanarkand, one that is in ruins. And that Xanarkand that is in ruins is the ruins of the Xanarkand from which Titus hails. So, even though she died 1,000 years ago, and is definitely dead, Titus sees her on the Farplane, but Jack didn't come up. It's really fascinating. Especially in light of some things that you'll learn later about Titus and Jekt. So, yes, let's carry on.
Thanks for waiting. I'll go give my answer to Maester Seymour.
Lord Driscoll! Oh, Lord Driscoll!
He does not belong here.
Why?
Yuna, send him.
Lord Driscoll.
He is Lord Driscoll no more. Send him now.
I didn't remember Auron falling to his knees there. That's really interesting. In storytelling terms. It is tied to Auron not going in, and it's tied to the things Seymour said before.
Talk later. We leave now.
Aha! This
What
scene
was that
does
just
have
now?
purpose.
That really Lord Jiskel?
Whoops. Did not mean
I
to
don't
bump that
understand how a man like Lord Jiskel can die and not be sent.
I would think that he was sent once, but he stayed on Spira. Something, a powerful emotion, could have bound him to this world. Such things happen.
That's against the rules, isn't it?
It means he died an unclean death.
Murder! That's another interesting thing about sending that we learn here in this scene. Lots of stuff in this one little, like, 20-minute chunk of game. We have a person who was sent, but who an unclean death. You know, he didn't die of natural causes. So he was sent, but he's still in whole form as seemingly a soul with personality, not one of those memory constructs of the Fireflies, was just trying to leave the Farplane to force his way out and had to be resent by a summoner. So, yes, many things to ponder about Fireflies, and that's going to be where I end this episode.